Hello. Hope it's a good weekend for you so far. Right. Anyway, DC leaders. So far this year, I think have been really hectic. Right. We begin the year, and then straight away we plunge into the preparation of our DC week, and then after that, in between, we still need to have our election, for our EXCO, and then we also need to worry about the recruitment of our next generation of DCB. So it's been crazy, right? But that's how the system works. And over the next few weeks, I'm sure you're aware that we also have a lot of events coming out, including our outreach, our DC biscuits, and so on and so forth. And as well as the parents' engagement. That was another one that we need to pay attention to. So it seems that the activities are always endless and they come one after another, and sometimes it can get a bit tiring. And that's why it's important that once in a while we take the time to really breathe and then to take account of all the things that's happening and to really understand what we are trying to achieve over here. And I can assure you that we are making progress. But it takes a while because we are still new, right? This is like the second generation, the second board, and if you compare to other boards, they established for decades, 20 years, 30 years. In some schools, it goes into 100 years. So it's quite fascinating. We're still young, but we are building something new, right? Just like the entrepreneurial spirit, pioneering spirit. Well, the thing is, I'm recording this because some time ago, I think Mrs. Tong, she sent out a message to the entire board, saying, emphasizing that all members should participate in all our activities. I guess that can be helped that some of our members feel that actually they don't need to be involved. It's because we do not have enough time to really have everybody on board on what the student leadership board is really all about. And it's quite sad because that's that actually runs counter to the whole purpose and original intention of why we have the board in the first place. So we need to work harder in this aspect to really build out the correct culture. Just to share, when I was a bit younger, I was quite a lot more passionate and a bit of an activist like my also I joined some rallies overseas or sign petition anti-nuclear weapon proliferation. That one is one of the things that I really fought for. So one of the reasons why I became so active socially, this kind of social awareness, because there was this quote that I heard and it really resonates with me. I already forgot the actual wording, but it goes something like this: that most of the problems that we encounter today on a society level or community level, they are all man-made, right? It's not natural disasters that get us to be suffering. We are having a hard time with the economic because of human activities. We are having a hard time with our climate change because of human activity. We have wars and hardship and persecution and racism and all the kind of discrimination because of human doing, right? So since human beings are the one that cause all these problems, then it has to be human being that solve this problem. So now in this new generation, we are having a lot of issues with the digital world. There are people who engage the digital world wrongly and cause a lot of suffering and unhappiness. And it also affect their life and their livelihood and so on. So, but these are once again man-made issue. So we need people, aware, awakened people, enlightened people to actually work towards creating a better digital world for everyone. And that is really our intention, right? Of why we want to have a board in the first place. Because to me, running all the events and the activities that we have planned, right, whether it's DC week or otherwise, they are really just expedient means. They are actually tools that we use to actually train really true capable people for the future, right? I mean, we have all these activities. There are many people who participate. After a few months, many people will forget. That is the harsh truth. But those who put their hearts and soul into planning and executing these events, they grow in their capacity to really understand this digital world and how to actually help people and build a more positive online community. That is the value of having all these activities. You understand what I mean? So that is why we feel that we need a student leadership board of really capable youth. It is not enough for us to just run all these events one after another because we already have enough volunteers and students enthusiastic enough to actually run all these events. We have our cyber wellness ambassador before we even set up this leadership board, right? Because so we have volunteers, we run events, but we realize running event is not enough. We need an organization of capable youth. So what it means is that the DC board is an organization within the SST that we are trying to build, which means our first and foremost focus is to build this organization, right? So say again, we are building an organization. We are not running events, right? Running events, these events are just merely tools to help us to grow this organization. And that's why when we have board members who feel, hey, I'm not involved in this event, then I'm not involved with the board. Is quite disheartening a little bit. But because this is the initial stage, that's what being pioneers are, that we know that we are here to change people's mindset. So for the new EXCO, when you first join us, I actually mentioned this, right? The first layer of leadership that we can do is to teach people how to do things, right? Teach people how to run events and so on. Then the next layer will teach people how to plan, right? To have a big picture, to understand how all the different pieces come together. But the most important form of leadership is to teach people to have the correct mindset, to think in the positive, right manner, so that we can make our community a much better place. That is the kind of leadership that we want. And people with that kind of leadership are truly the real capable people that we are looking for. So when we were first setting up the board, right, Mr. Stone actually asked me, what kind of organization do I actually envision and think about when we say we really want a proper student leadership board? And I told her these 4 words. I say, 一体同心. So what does it mean for those whose Chinese is not there? 一体, right, means different bodies, right? 一 means 异样, different, right? So 有差异, different. So it means different bodies. So we are all different, but 同心, same heart. So we need to recognize the diversity in terms of our personality, our capability. All of us have different skill sets. Recognize that and respect that, right? We know we are not trying to form. An organization is not an organization if it's truly homogeneous. If everybody work the same way, think the same way, function the same way, then it's not an organization. It's just a regiment, an army or something. Right? So organization actually consists of people who are very different, but we have the same objective and same goal, and we are united in the heart to do something positive for the community at which we function within. So we are functioning within SST and Singapore in general. So we want a DCB that is very different, all the different personality coming together with the same intention to make this community, especially the digital aspect of this community, a much better place. That is what we are trying to do. So we are here to really unite our hearts and create something positive for our community. That's what we're really all about. So having people who will support one another no matter what, right? To me, is more important than the ability to run events that are smooth sailing. And when we look at the incoming juniors that we are going to have, our new secondary tools who are joining us, this is what I hope for them. I want them, I'm not expecting them to be fantastic planners, fantastic at running event, very organized. Of course, having all these skills is a bonus, wonderful. But more important, I want people who are ready to just support one another through our diversity and have the right mindset that we are here to create a positive online community for SST. That is the first objective. If you come in here just to, if you like the idea of being a student leader without actually believing that we are going to make a better digital world for us, then of course you are probably not suitable. So that is actually the thing that I look for the most. And when you're here with the right mind, united with the hearts together, we can achieve things and we can grow as an organization. Okay? So to actually achieve this goal that I just mentioned, we cannot be impatient. We need time, right? We need time to constantly communicate with one another, to share our aspiration, our ideas, our dreams. It cannot be just coming together and then say, okay, you do A, you do B, you do C, run event. Then it's not what we want. So sometimes meeting up and just talking and messaging each other is important, right? So we need to communicate and to understand the one another, right? To really understand the background we come from, our experience with the online world. All of us have different experiences, and how we can pool our resources together, and then to build this relationship so that we know the struggle of one another and we support, right? And that is what an organization is all about. An organization is getting people, different people coming together so that they achieve something greater than what each person can do on its own. Okay, so that's what we are trying to do here. Now, the teachers of the board, we also really want to have more time, to really get to know every one of you, to grow together, because we want this digital citizenship board to really succeed. If we don't want it to be successful, we won't want to set it up in the first place. And we try, but there are sometimes we run into certain limitation, mainly resources. We do not have unlimited resources to do what we want to do. Resources, not only just talking about budget, we're also talking about time and space and so on. So we don't have our own rooms. We don't really have the luxury of time that's blocked out for us to do proper planning, discussion, bonding and so on. So we need to find all this time on our own. And it's quite challenging, right? But in the real world, that's what's happened. When we want to plan and want to do something, nobody will invest in you first, right? We need to gradually work with what we currently have, show that we are capable, show that we are on the right path towards success, and then people start to notice, then they will get the support from them, and then we can grow from there and get more and more resources as we try to build up our organization. So whether you're starting a business in the future or running a certain project in your company in the future, it all works the same way. And in schools, it's the same thing, right? So we are new, we do not have a lot of resources, but we need to continue to grow. And that is the mindset. And let's not be disheartened as well as if sometimes things get restricted, right? So you have sometimes, quite often, we have things to prepare. We have planning to take place. You call for board meetings, and sometimes teachers, we can't join you because teachers, actually to students, teachers' time is also a type of resources, right? So it is a type of resource. So we want to actually spend time with you, but we have other duties that we cannot avoid. So sometimes we can't join you for your meetings. But if you start to grow and really show everyone that you're worth investing in, eventually people will notice, and maybe, right? Maybe there will be adjustments in the responsibilities of teachers, and sometimes you will have teachers who you have the school leaders could make some arrangements so that the teachers can devote more time to you, relieve us of some other duties so that we can spend time with you. So these are actually resources, right? We call it human resources and adjustments like this. So if you want more teacher support to be with you during your board meetings, to share with you, to walk you through all the things that you plan, your ideas, your goals, then you need to actually show that you're worth investing in, right? So we want our DC board to grow. 你们要争气啊. Also, the first few generations of the board really need to actually step up. This is the message that I have for you. I mean, as much as teachers, we want to support you. There are limitations as well. So we want this board to really be successful. So, but right now we work with what we have, right? So we are unable to join you for many of your board meetings, which is why we need to call for meetings on very early, right? I mean, 7:15, 7 a.m., that kind of timing. We come earlier because we know that after school hours is difficult to coordinate. And then after that, you will meet your juniors to discuss stuff without the teachers because teachers have other obligations and other meetings that we need to attend. So time is very tight. We meet for 15 minutes, 20 minutes, sometimes even 10 minutes. But let's make all this time that we meet up very valuable, which is why I make this video first to get you to start thinking so that when we meet and then we have our conversation, the conversation is meaningful and impactful. So think about some of the things that I'm sharing with you right now because this particular video, the audience is actually the EXCO of the DCB lah. But if you are not the EXCO of the DCB and you're watching this video, fine, learn something as well, right? Um, yeah, think through that we have some activities coming up. Mrs. Tong will share with you, I'm sure. And instead of just thinking about how to get it done, we still need to think about how to get all these things done because we need to show that we are worth investing in. Also think about how to use this event to really build the organization that we want. Get everyone motivated for all the things that we do. Let them see that we are united in heart, 一体同心. Oh. So once again, remember this line from this message that I am recording for you. We are not just running events. We are building an organization of capable youth, capable young people. That is what we want. Okay, so think about that. And I'd love to hear your thoughts when we meet on Monday. All right, so have a good weekend.